Recorded. All right. Good morning, everyone. It is the, oh my gosh, 23rd of November, 2017. So this is our 12-month game plan Zoom call. I recently got back from the 8th annual GoPro Recruiting Mastery in Las Vegas with Eric Worre, Tony Robbins, Pitbull. Oh my goodness, you guys, it was mind-blowing. I have this notebook that's like halfway filled with notes. My hand was like cramping up each of the 3 days because I wanted to write so much and I wanted to absorb everything and bring it back to you guys. So here we are. So Eric Worre ended up doing like a 12-month game plan for us. And like it really, it made my heart beat so fast. Like I was almost on a borderline of panicking, and I don't usually get out of my skin like this very easily. So I was like, oh my gosh, it's so powerful. I want to teach you how to do this as well, and really set yourself some major goals and daily action steps so that you can get to wherever you want to go personally. I mean, everybody's journey is going to be different here, so you can sort of personalize your own game plan. Oh, I forgot to bring one sheet. Hold on for a second. I don't know where I put it. Oh, okay, I'll be right back. In the event group, or in the event whatever, on Facebook, I had posted a comp plan and income estimates document. I hope that you all have one of those printed out. If not, have it ready, like whether on your phone or some kind of an electronic device, so that you can follow along. But let me go find mine because I will need that. Just a second. Okay, got it. Sorry, guys. Okay, it looks like this, and you want one of these. It's in a 12-month game plan event, and you can print it out. Okay, so let's get going. So the first thing, and some of you may have seen my Facebook Live on my personal page about this particular topic, but I'm gonna go over it here as well because it's so kind of powerful for us to understand this concept. Look at you, Georgia. It's so important for us to understand this concept before we even get going. And this is applicable to all of us who are in this business. And really anybody in network marketing. So there is something called the 1-3-5-7 rule. So the basics of it, are basically that it takes you 1 year to become even competent. When you first join a company, it's going to take you 1 full year to be fully competent in what you're doing, how you're presenting your products and your or services or whatever it may be. In our case, shampoo and the business opportunity. I mean, a lot of people do get to that point quicker, but this is kind of the industry average. And I really wanted to talk about this whole concept because so many people join companies like ours and then they quit like after 2 or 3 weeks. Some quit after a month, some after 3 months. And the truth is that they're saying that, oh, I don't see any results, but it's because they're not even competent to do this business yet, because it does take on an average 1 year to get to that point where they're competent enough to actually convince people and present things properly. So give it the minimum 1 year before you start even making any decisions about quitting. Anything earlier than that, I'm gonna come kick your butt. I'm so sorry. So it takes 3 years on an average for you to start generating a good part-time income. Again, these are industry averages. Some of us have done it sooner. Some people take a little bit longer, but on an average, it's 3 years. So don't expect results overnight. That's the main thing. I think everybody on the call here, you already have the basics down and you understand how it works. But maybe for some newer team members, they just, they expect that they're going to start, getting a couple $1,000s within their first month or two. And sometimes it can be unrealistic. So, and it takes about 5 years on an average for you to start earning a full-time income and beyond, like a six-figure income. So 5 years, but it's still less than whatever 40 years that people work in the corporate world and still don't get there. I know a lot of people in the corporate world who are not making six figures a year. And then 7 years for you to get to world class, which means you would be absolutely incredible, making a seven-figure income, becoming to that or getting to that millionaire level. So I wanted to lay down these sort of basics because they talk to us about it. Now, when it comes for us to getting stuff done and actually getting to our goals and getting results, the first thing, a lot of times when people don't see results, there's excuses and more excuses, whether it's because, oh my gosh, I have 5 cats and 7 dogs, and then I have a horse, and then I have a husband and 3 kids, that I can't, I can't do this business, I can't get results like you because I have all these things. You guys, this is insane. And then at the same time, I've heard people who are single, they make excuses. It's like, excuse is an excuse. This came from Lauren Slocum Lahab, who is actually one of the ladies who presented to us at the Eric Worre event. And that was kind of her topic, that no matter who you are, what you do, what your situation is, excuses are excuses. If you want to really do something, you'll find a way to push those excuses aside. So no excuses, you guys. We're going to get to the game plan in just a minute here. Another thing, I'm going to actually let you do a little bit of an exercise. So the thing is that people don't buy what you do, or people don't buy your products because we have clinical studies and all at Princeton, and because they are so amazing and naturally based. This is not why people buy our products. They normally will deal with you in particular because of who you are, what you bring to the table, what is special about you. Because the truth is, we all have exactly the same products. We all have exactly the same opportunity. So why should your next door neighbor buy from you instead of her best friend who lives 2 streets away? Like, what is special about you? What do you bring to the table? What is different about you? So I would like to give you a minute or two to write down, like, what makes you different from all the other Monat reps out there. And be kind to yourself, be generous to yourself when you write these things down. So now is a go time. So go ahead, take a couple of minutes and write down those things. And don't be shy. I love how everyone is like hunkering down and writing. All right. Do we have anybody who is like super brave who wants to share what they just wrote down? Anyone? Well, if I start seeing people running away from their cameras, I know this is too crazy. Carly, all right. Let's hear what you had to say. Hi, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, sorry I was late. I was
That's
caught
okay.
up in other things. I just put what makes me different is I like to give the customers something that's in their best interest. I can't sell something I don't believe in. So if someone's telling me that they have a need, then I'm passionate about fulfilling that need. And then also I have great follow through and I'm extremely determined.
You're amazing.
There we go.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for sharing.
No worries.
All right, I'll mute you and I see somebody else's hand up here. Let's see, Lori. All right. Hi, Lori. How are you doing?
I'm great. I just got out of the shower. I didn't know we would actually be on video, so.
Oh, yeah.
I just wrote some words that came to my mind, and I wrote passionate, I'm caring, I truly love people. I'm a connector. I am educated. I'm a stylist, so I actually have some of that educational background. I'm authentic. I'm honest, I'm a listener, and I'm a leader.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh, you're a rock star. Thank you so much for sharing. This is the thing, guys. We don't have time to listen to all of your whatever you wrote down. But these are the things. Always try to stay sort of true to yourself and think about what makes you different from all the others. Because that's why people buy from you and not buy from somebody random they found on Google. So thank you so much. All right, so let's move right along. So the next thing, we had an amazing 3-hour session with Tony Robbins. Many of you know who he is, and he is, oh my gosh, he really kicked our butts and made us jump up and down a whole lot because he's all about generating energy. So he was talking about us having to master 3 things when we want to succeed in a business that we have chosen. So the first one, he said, it's our mindset, and we all know that already, or we should know that. Let me just see here. Okay, there's something funny going on with my camera, but that's okay. Just 1 second, you guys. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe that makes it work better. Okay, so the mindset, we've got to learn like high achievers. And he actually told a story that has like that exact same thing has happened to me. So I was like, oh my gosh, light bulbs going off. So he said that, you know, let's imagine somebody who loves to ski and they go skiing and they're kind of an average skier. You know, they're comfortable on the blue and green runs. If you are not into skiing, you know that green runs are like the easiest. The blue ones are kind of intermediate. So let's imagine somebody who is, you know, a skier that is intermediate and they take one wrong turn on the hill and all of a sudden they see that, oh my gosh, the only way down is a double black diamond, which if you don't know, if you're not much into skiing, you know that this is kind of the toughest way down. So which route are you going to take? Like, what are you going to do if you end up in that type of a situation, whether you can relate it to your business or something that happens around your house or whatever? Like, what are you going to do if the only way down is a really hard, rocky way? So this actually happened to me when I was living still back in Alberta. I was kind of in the, you know, I was a blue skier. That's where I felt the most comfortable. And I was up in Sunshine Village in Banff, which is gorgeous up there, by the way. And yeah, one wrong turn. And the next thing I see is like the sign for the double black diamond. And I see rocks sticking through the snow. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, and that's the only way down. So it's like, am I gonna be wuss and call a helicopter, or am I gonna figure this out? So my mindset then was, and this apparently Tony Robbins says that's the way to go. Like, I stood there and I was thinking, okay, so am I gonna slide down on my butt and it's gonna take me like 2 hours to get back down? Or am I just gonna do it? Am I just gonna go for it? And like, if I fall, I fall. It's okay. Like, what's the worst that can happen? So that's what I ended up doing. I was like, screw it. You've got this. Let's do this. Let's do this. And I did. And I didn't even fall down. Like, it was such a powerful, this whole experience, like I can still feel it. Like, I can still imagine it and live through it and feel the emotions that I had back then, because I was like, wow, I did this. And then I actually went back up and I did it again. Like, and we can relate this to our businesses too, that, you know, if there's any tough times or anything that come around, face it. Like, don't slide down on your butt. Don't figure out the way. Don't call somebody in to rescue you like a helicopter. Go for it, because that's what, you know, gives you a tougher skin. It gives you more courage for the next time around. So the second thing to master are our skills, the skills necessary to become a world-class professional. So never stop learning. There's professional development that we should be doing every single day, whether it's podcasts, whether it's videos. I don't know, Eric Worre, Ray Higdon, Bob Heilig, Bob Proctor, whoever you feel that you are kind of connected with, because they all have different styles of teaching. But choose somebody that's gonna sort of be your remote mentor. You don't have to know them personally, but you can follow them and actually learn skills little by little in order to become world-class yourselves. And now the next one is strategy, the third one. Managing our state of mind consciously all the time, every day, in and out. It's so important. We've got to be really, really conscious about the energy that we bring. We know the energy that surrounds us. If something bad happened this morning, I don't know, your toddler, I don't know, flushed your toothbrush down the toilet, I don't know, something crazy happened and you're just, you know, really, really unhappy with it and pissed off, and you let this thing affect your entire day, and then you try to go and prospect somebody. Guess what happens with that negative energy around you? Nobody's going to want to buy from you. Nobody's going to want to listen to what you have to offer. We've got to be so conscious about protecting our energy around you. So if there's negative people in your life, I'm sorry, but you kind of have to let them go. I've had to do this. When I first started network marketing, I lost a lot of friends, but they were all, now I see that they were all the negative Nellies that, you know, drink and party during the weekends, and during the day they complain how they have no money because they spent it all on alcohol. Like, I used to have friends like that, and I'm like, that's not for me. That's not what I want, and it doesn't serve me well. Like, those people have no aspirations in life. They just don't have the same goals, right? So be conscious about what kind of energy you allow into your life. And also, if you have a bad day yourself, gosh, we all do, right? Have that 5-minute pity party, but then snap out of it. Do whatever it takes. One easy way, and it's free for you to create positive energy, is jumping jacks. I am not kidding you. You're going to laugh right now, but you jump up and down 10 times, and trust me, your energy, you'll feel like your blood is flowing and you automatically are more conscious. Tony Robbins was actually explaining that this is one of the ways for us to actually consciously change our biochemistry in our brain. And it's just so incredible how we can control ourselves and therefore control our outcome in our business, personal lives, and so on. So let me see what my next thing here was. Okay. We already went through this one. Okay. So this is another thing I actually spoke about on one of my personal lives, but I know not every one of you follows me, and I don't expect you to. But this came from Eric Worre. He kind of really made us think about our businesses. So imagine that your network marketing business right now, your Monat business is your paid job, that you are an employer and your business is your job. What kind of respect and what kind of a level of attention are you giving to your business? Whether you do it part-time or full-time, that doesn't matter at all. But when you do the business, like, are you all in? Whether it's 1 hour a day that you work, Monat, or whether it's 8 hours or 12 hours or however long, how good are you actually? Like, do you spend your work time just scrolling on Facebook, liking things and watching cat videos, or are you actually doing income producing activities? So imagine, would you want to hire or employ someone like yourself? I know it's kind of a hard knock on our heads right now, and it was for me too, because I know that, you know, all of us, we do have those days when we get kind of lazy. I don't know, it just happens. It's in the human nature, but we can control it. So would you be paying money to someone like yourself with the work ethics that you have right now in your business? Really, really think about it. Like, are you showing up every day? What happens in a regular job if you don't show up one day? Maybe your boss is going to say that, okay, that's your one warning. You don't show up the next day, you don't show up the third day, guess what? You don't have a job anymore. So why do we treat our businesses so differently and think that, oh, I'll do it when I feel like it? You know what? You'll never get world-class proper results if that's the attitude you have, right? So we really, really, really need to think about it. And so treat it like as if you're employing yourself. Imagine that it's not your own business. I mean, we always tell people that, oh, network marketing is so amazing because you don't have a boss, and it sounds so amazing. And yes, it is amazing, but you still need to treat it as a job. If you're responsible towards your business, you know, show up every day like you would show up to a job, because you cannot expect a high level of return with the sometimes mindset that I'll sometimes put in effort, I'll sometimes contact somebody, I'll sometimes do follow-ups. So it's super important for all of you to set your work hours, have a proper calendar, a day timer, fill in the non-negotiables like your children's things, or, you know, the vet visits with your dog, or whatever it may be. If you go bowling, whatever it is that you do on a regular basis, fill those things in first, but then allocate your Monat hours. So Eric Worre likes to call it the sacred network marketing hours. Those ones are the hours when you don't do anything except your personal business. That's not when you answer messages to your team. That's not when you pick up phone calls from your team. You do that at another time. But those hours that you set for yourself are for you to deal with your personal customers, to do recruiting, income producing activities, presenting the business, things like that, and stick to it. You know, even with your family, if you have a husband, boyfriend, whatever, you need to communicate with them that these are your working hours, and please don't interrupt me until, I don't know, 3 o'clock. Between 1 and 3, those are my working hours. Pretend I'm gone, pretend I'm gone to an office. I'm not here. And ask them to respect that, and show them also what's in it for them at the end of the day, because you are going to be improving your family's life. So it's so funny, because some people say that I do everything I possibly can and I get no results. This business is not working. I'm doing everything I can. So imagine if there was a camera following you around 7 days a week, just like a reality show. Guess what would come out? What's going to come out is the exact reasons why you're not succeeding in your business. It is so funny how much time we as humans waste in our days, whether it's TV or whether it's, I don't know, just silly things. So imagine that there's a camera following you around. Like, are you actually doing things that are making you proud, or are you doing things that, you know, are you doing things that you would like your team to do? Because we never want to ask anything from our team that we wouldn't do ourselves. So be a tough boss on yourself, set the high standard, and require of yourself what you expect of others. So there you are. And you know what? Sometimes, I know a lot of you do have full-time jobs. Some of you have 2 jobs, and it's totally fine. Network marketing is super flexible, and sometimes it can be kind of hard to focus or find those time slots where you're going to do your network marketing business. But you know what? Allocate yourself 15-minute time slots throughout the day. Allocate 3, 4, allocate 10 of them, and really focus during those 15 minutes. You know, put your blinders on and, you know, use one 15-minute slot just to prospect, one 15-minute slot to do follow-ups, another 15-minute slot to set up coffee dates. Just really, really try to be structured. So And the other thing too is that so often we self-sabotage ourselves, you know, and it especially happens to people who are getting close to something really big. I don't know, it's like the human nature, it doesn't want us to get out of our comfort zone, and you try to protect yourself, and that's your subconscious kind of kicking in. And oftentimes what we start doing, like if something is like this close, but you have a little bit more to push, you start doing crazy things like laundry. And it's like, oh, maybe the floor needs to be swept. Oh, nobody has taken out the garbage. I better do that. And you take your focus away from your business. It is so mind-blowing how our own brain is trying to work against us when we're close to a breakthrough. So again, be aware of what's going on up here, because there's some crazy stuff there sometimes. So I'm going to give you an assignment before we get into the game plan, and I promise the next thing is the game plan. Set your network marketing hours. Fill out your calendar, use a highlighter to, you know, use green, use blue, whatever you like, and highlight those network marketing hours. Choose the days of the week that you're going to work it. Some of you may work it 5 days a week, some 7, some may do it 3 days a week, as long as you do it consistently. Get the calendar. If you don't have an actual calendar yet, don't use the calendars on your devices. I can't even get into it, because it doesn't give you a full overview. Yes, you have a calendar, but it doesn't tell you actually that, okay, these are your hours. Like you don't have a weekly overview. So have a proper old school calendar. Fill those hours with income producing. Oh, look at Georgia with her passion planner. That's actually my favorite planner. It's amazing. I love that stuff. Because it also has space for, there's a space for infinite possibilities. That's where I always write in my affirmations about how awesome I am and how people want to work with me. Because we need to tell ourselves these things, because it's true, and it just enforces things in our head. Okay, another assignment point. You've got to create yourself a series of punishments and rewards. So if you have set yourself a goal for today or this week, and if you don't reach that goal, what are the consequences? Are you just gonna, you know, or are you gonna be like, oh, you know, those new boots that I wanted to get, I'm not gonna get them until I get to whatever my goal was. So set yourself some sort of consequences. Or, you know, if you're still one of those people who watches TV, cut your TV out for a week. Do something that makes you feel a little bit kind of uncomfortable if you don't reach your goals. But again, at the same time, if you do reach those goals, make sure that you reward yourself. Go get those boots, maybe get 2 pairs. Just do something that makes you feel like, okay, if I work hard, I can have things that I want to have. Or it doesn't have to be a thing, it can be an experience, whether it's going to movies or having a weekend away. And another last thing, assignment-wise, make sure that you surround yourself with people who push you in the direction of your dreams. So that means saying no to negative Nellies. Don't go for a coffee with them. Don't go for dinner with them. You know, don't commit to any social activities with them. I know the holidays are coming up right now and everything. As much as possible, cut those negative Nellies out of your life, because it will serve you well. It's really, really good for your mindset. So next, I want you to think, so this is where we sort of get into the game plan, and you'll try to figure out where you want to be by November the 30th, 2018. So we're going to start the game plan right away. This is not starting January the 1st, because we would be wasting, 5 weeks there, and that's not a good thing. So what is your vision for 2018? And feel free to write these things down. Like, what does success look like to you? If you think that you're successful on the 30th of November, 2018, where would you be? What rank would you be at? How much money per month would you be making? And remember to dream big here, but still kind of realistic in some ways. So think bigger and kind of be stronger, and then just write these things down. I'm going to give you a minute or two here, and we're going to get into things here. All right, and then next, if you have one of these rank requirement sheets that I posted in the event, if you have it handy, that would be amazing as your next step. So you probably wrote down right now a rank that you would like to be at and an income where you would like to be at. I would like you to take your income that you wrote down and go ×2 and write down a new number. This may sound really scary to some of you. I know it did to me when I was at Dairy Quarry. And then the next thing, once you have this paper, so I'm just gonna bring, what rank should I go off by? Let's go off by the market mentor, the Cadillac level. So let's imagine that some of you wanna get to the Cadillac level. Yes, Georgia, I think you'll be there sooner, Georgia, you're kicking butt. But let's imagine somebody wants to get to market mentor by the 30th of November next year. So let's break down what it's gonna take you. You see that you're gonna need 4 active lines. That means a minimum of 4 personally sponsored people under you. But you know what? The truth is that about 80% of people who join us, they're either not gonna do anything or they're just gonna be kind of part-timers, sometimes kind of workers, but they're not gonna be go-getters like you are who really, really want big results. So I would say, take that 4 active lines that's required and go, I don't know, go ×5. Bring in 20 people over the next year, and that's a pretty good likelihood that you're gonna end up with 4 active lines that are gonna be just killing it. So what does it take for you personally to get those 20 active market partners enrolled? So you've gotta think about it right now that, okay, for out of every 10 people that you prospect, how many people end up either joining you or becoming a customer? Just write it down. What is your personal sort of an average? I know for me personally, and everybody's totally different, for me it's 1 to 2 people out of 10 that are gonna say yes in some way or form. So let's take the lower number. Let's take 1 out of 10. So if you close 1 person out of 10 people who you properly prospect and present to, and you need to enroll 20 people over the next year, you will need to be talking to 200 people. You will need to do at least 200 presentations to get those 20 people to sign up. And mind you, that means that you probably need to talk to about 300 to 400 people, because not everybody's going to want to listen to your presentation, as amazing as it is. It's just the truth of how it works in network marketing. So perhaps go ×2 or 3. So you need to talk to anywhere between, I don't know, 400 to 600 people in order to get those 200 presentations, coffee dates locked in, and then as a result get 20 people signed up as market partners. So take these numbers. So take the 200 presentations that you need to do over the course of the year and divide it by 52 weeks. So you'll have a number which is going to be your weekly goal. And that's how many presentations you need to aim to do per week. So I think it ends up being, what, about 3? Something like that. 3 or 4 presentations per week is what you need to be doing. So this is something that you need to be scheduling in. I would even say that, put down even a little bit of a higher number, like instead of the 2 to 3 presentations per week, aim to do 7, like 1 per day, so that you have some sort of a daily goal in mind. We don't want to talk on this call about your monthly goals, because the truth is that most people tend to waste the first 3 weeks of the month. And then the last week, they're like, oh my gosh, I had this goal, I'm not even close to this rank. And they start running and panicking, and it's like a pure chaos. So having these daily goals, every day you do the same thing. This is how many people you contact. This is how many people you approach. This is how many follow-ups you do. You fit your events, whether virtual or in person, you fit those into your weeks. So break it down for yourself and actually after this call is done, I want you to go and fill out your calendar and choose how many people every day are you going to speak to, and stick to it, because you're not going to get to these results whatever you just set to yourself. The goal that you set for November the 30th, 2018, it's not going to happen unless you do those daily steps. And sometimes life gets on the way. I know in the US you have Thanksgiving and all those things. If you skip a day, you double up the next day, you catch up. But you should not go through the week without having done the 7 days worth of work. I hope that this makes sense to you so far. Now, the other thing that I wanted to all think about is, and no matter how new or how seasoned you are, it's so important for you to plan to attend company events, whether it's your local Meet Monats or the company conferences, which have not been announced for next year yet, but I hear that there's going to be one in Canada and one in the US. Yes, it's an investment of time as well as money, and sometimes depends on how far you come from. It can be expensive. So start yourself an education fund or like a conference fund. Put $20 away every month, put $30 away, and don't touch that money. So when the conferences do get announced, you don't have to scramble and be stressed out about your family finances, where the money is going to come from. Because the truth is about these events, you can watch the videos and things that people have done from these events. Sometimes there's a live broadcast. You will never feel the energy that happens at those events. These events are like, especially company conferences, this is where the light bulbs go off. This is where you really feel like, you had a breakthrough. You come back with an action plan. You come back with this new fire in your belly to go for your goals. You can't do this over electronics. It's just simply not possible. And the statistics say that people who go to their company conferences earn 33% more money than the ones who don't. So it's huge. Like, wouldn't it be worth it for you to go to a conference and come back and within the next year make several, I don't know, $10,000, $30,000, $40,000 more per year than those who don't go to the events? So, and this is, I know that a lot of you here already have your own teams forming as well, which is so exciting for you guys. So you always want to encourage your own teams to also attend events, and just get yourselves there. Once you do one event, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, my first Monat event, I've been with the company, for those who don't know, since August 2015 when we first opened in Canada. And my first conference was in Orlando, which is like diagonally across, like I'm on the west coast of Canada, so diagonally across the country all the way to Orlando. And it was not cheap. My husband was trying to actually talk me out of it, but I was like, no, like I need to be there. So that was, I think, 5 months into my business. I was like, I'm gonna make this happen. And I did. And ever since now, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's no way I would ever miss an event, because after each event I've come back, things have drastically changed and they just keep snowballing. And it's just because of the knowledge that you come back with, the energy, as I said earlier, and just being able to mix and mingle with your team members and your cross lines and your sidelines and all the big leaders up there. And it's just so amazing. Well, and mingling with the owners as well. If you don't know yet, our company owners, they want to get to know you. No matter who you are, if you just started today, they want to get to know you. So you'll have opportunities to meet with all of them as well. So it's so important to attend events. So, once you've got all these goals and things in place, you've got to think that, okay, network marketing, your Monat business, what kind of a priority does it have in your life? Is it your primary focus, or is your focus somewhere else? Is your focus on getting your long to-do list done at home? Laundry, wash floors, wash the windows, take the dog to the groomers. All these nitty-gritty little things, are these taking priority over your business, or does your business come first and then you do those other things? I can tell you, you don't want to look around my house right now, because for the past 2 years, laundry has been secondary. I'm glad if I get to the grocery stores. I often don't order my stuff online so that I don't waste time standing in a long line. with people who complain about stuff and bring negativity on top of it all. Mowing the lawn. I mean, we don't get really snow here where I am, so my grass is really long in the backyard, but it's because I'm working my business and I'm putting that first. The grass, nothing's gonna happen to it. I'll mow it whenever there's a bit of a slower time. So I'm just trying to get this to you, that set your priorities, put your business first, because you're gonna see bigger results. And now, who can you learn skills from outside the Market Partner Academy training, which is amazing, by the way. If you haven't done it yet, please go and get this done before the week is over. The Market Partner Academy in your back office is amazing. But you do want to find yourself some sort of a mentor, as I mentioned earlier. Look around YouTube about motivational things, and look into, if you just want the simple answer right here, go to networkmarketingpro.com, which is Eric Worre. That's the guy who put up this world's largest network marketing generic training event that I went to. And watch his videos. There's hours and hours and hours worth of amazing network marketing training videos there. So find yourself someone outside Monat as well who can be your virtual sort of a mentor. So here we are, and figure out, write down right now, what is the 1 or 2 skills that you feel like you could improve? Is it recruiting? Is it prospecting? Is it following up? Is it something else? Like, what are 1 or 2 skills that you feel like you're not quite there yet that you could improve? And what you want to do then is focus your personal development, and the mentor that you found, focus on those skills, focus on learning as much as possible about those particular skills that you feel like you're lacking. So here we are. Does anybody feel like sharing their game plan, their rank, what they want to achieve in the coming year? Do you have any really super brave people? I guess not. That's okay. As long as you did the exercise, and as long as you work out your daily mode of action, like every day, what are you doing in order to get closer to your goals, and sticking with it. 365 days, the next 365 days, you should push all your excuses aside and focus on what you just committed yourself to. Because, oh my gosh, next year when we talk on the 30th of November, and we'll be talking a lot between now and then, but you will not believe where you're at. Like, I want you to keep the notes that you wrote right now and then look back at them in a year's time. You will literally not believe what you just wrote down. You'll discover that you were dreaming really small, although it may seem really big right now, and that's great because it's an evolving process. But just go and give it your all. Push those excuses aside, and I know you all can rock it. Now, I've recorded this call and I will post it in Team Freedom Factory as well. So if you have any team members who should be seeing this, which should be everyone, hopefully they will take the time and watch it and also work out their game plans. But thank you so much for being here. I know we took a good hour and a little bit here. I really appreciate your time, and let's rock this month end. We only have 7 days left, so let's kill it. Tomorrow is also Black Friday. There's a really, really good chance that there will be some sort of a deal from Monat, but we usually don't find out about it until about 9 a.m. Pacific time. So keep your eyes open and let's make this happen. Have an amazing day, everyone.